Giancarlo Stanton might be drifting away, not just from the Yankees roster, but from his own relevance within the Bronx. What was once just a known injury is turning into something more unsettling: silence, uncertainty, and a lack of answers. And when the main name in your lineup disappears with no return date in sight, the inevitable question arises: what are the Yankees going to do with Giancarlo Stanton? Since arriving in New York from the Miami Marlins in 2017, Stanton carried the promise of a new dynasty, a National League MVP. With raw power at the plate, he was a symbol of the explosive new offense the Yankees were building. He was impossible to ignore. An athlete who literally broke records, like that 2018 home run, the fastest ever recorded, 122.1 miles per hour, 196.5 kilometers per hour. But along with the moments of brilliance came the moments of darkness: injuries, relapses, shortened seasons. And in 2025, that story added another chapter. During the Subway Series weekend against the New York Mets, the Yankees were winning the series 2-1. The mood was optimistic. But behind the scenes, an update brought a cold splash of reality. Brian Hawk, an MLB.com insider, used X, formerly known as Twitter, to reveal that Stanton has no defined return date. Aaron Boone was blunt. He is not yet ready to start even a short rehab. The reason? Bilateral elbow tendinitis. Yes, in both elbows. Stanton's body, once again, becomes the biggest obstacle between him and the field. And the most frightening part is the repetition. Despite still playing already high level, muscle issues represents a short-term injuries, shoulder problems, Achilles tendon trouble. Now the elbows. Meanwhile, the Yankees roster remains strong. Actually, more than strong, it's clicking. And that changes the whole conversation. Ben Rice, a second-year player who initially seemed like a complimentary piece, now takes on the role of designated hitter. And he's doing well, very well. With a batting average of .250, he already has 35 hits, 26 RBIs, and 9 home runs in 140 at-bats. Not spectacular numbers, but solid. And more importantly, reliable. Rice is present. He plays. He improves. On the other side, Cody Bellinger shined Sunday with a clutch grand slam against the Mets. And Aaron Judge, he is having a historic season. His batting average right now is .401, a number that looks like it's straight out of a video game. With these three on the field, the Yankees' offensive line is not just surviving, it's thriving. And here's the question: is Stanton still necessary? Because the Yankees aren't just winning without him. They're winning well. The team shows consistency, depth, and adaptability. Three rare qualities for a roster that, until recently, seemed to rely too much on big, but unstable names. Of course, it's impossible to ignore Stanton's impact when healthy. Last season, even with breaks, he posted 27 home runs, 97 hits, and 72 RBIs. Those numbers don't lie. But they also don't guarantee anything, especially when followed by injuries, time off the field, and uncertainty. And that creates a real dilemma for the team. Wait for Stanton or move on. Behind the scenes, that stalemate is already echoing. Some insiders, like Zachary Howell from Clutch Points, point out that Stanton might no longer be able to play a full season. It's a tough realization, but a necessary one. Bronx patience isn't infinite, and baseball doesn't forgive those who wait too long. Even so, Aaron Boone hasn't made any definitive statements yet. No dates, no outlooks. The watchword seems to be caution. But how much longer can this caution last? If you've been following this saga closely, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel to join our community of fans who never miss a Yankees behind-the-scenes update. Here, we live every rumor, every stat, every comeback as if we were inside the stadium. And now I want to know, do you think the Yankees should keep waiting for Stanton? Or has the team already found a new path? Younger, more reliable, and more efficient? Comment below. Your opinion could be the fans' true barometer. But while Giancarlo Stanton remains out of the spotlight, a new dilemma is emerging in the Bronx. This time, the name in question isn't Stanton. It's Cody Bellinger, a temporary hero who might be packing his bags, not due to poor performance, but because of an overflow of talent around him. Ironically, this story begins with a quiet failure. When the Yankees lost Juan Soto to the New York Mets, the front office acted quickly to avoid an identity crisis. Soto, who was expected to be the new face of the franchise alongside Aaron Judge, chose to cross the city and wear blue and orange. It was a hard loss, a painful one, a blow to the team's pride. But the Yankees responded accordingly. Cody Bellinger, former MVP, two-time All-Star, World Series champion with the Dodgers, Bellinger brought pedigree and experience. And more than that, he brought a promise of offensive stability and solid outfield defense. He wasn't Juan Soto, but he was the perfect bridge between the present and the future. The contract? 3 years, $80 million. But with a catch that now threatens the roster's balance, an opt-out clause after the 2025 season. Bellinger can simply walk away next offseason. Freely, no compensation, no control. And that, for Brian Cashman Company, is a problem, but it's not the only one. While Bellinger shines in the present, the future waits on the bench. Jasson Dominguez, the Martian, the Yankees prodigy, who reached the majors with the weight of expectation on his shoulders. Last year, he was seen as despite still playing at a high level. Today, at just 22 years old, he splits time between the bench, left field, and occasional appearances as a designated hitter. Dominguez has shown signs of maturity. His .241/.342/.421/ line suggests the talent is there. But what's missing is time on the field. Repetition, routine, and he won't get that while Bellinger stands in his way. That's where a bold proposal comes in. Zachary Howell Clutch Points suggests the Yankees consider trading Bellinger. The destination? Atlanta Braves, a team that, despite a shaky start, has all the pieces to return to the playoffs. Ronald Acuna Jr. is close to returning. So is Spencer Strider. And with health on their side, the Braves have their eyes set on October. Bellinger would be a surgical addition. Experienced, versatile, lethal. For the Yankees, it would be a strategic move. It would immediately open up left field for Dominguez to play every day. It would give the young star a chance to build confidence and solidify his spot on the roster. And at the same time, the Yankees could demand a real return from Atlanta. Either a reliable bullpen arm or even a fifth starter for the rotation. Howell is clear in his statement. Bellinger is the name that makes the most sense. Moving him opens a spot for Dominguez, while allowing Cashman to capitalize on his hot start. And there's more. The Yankees would avoid the risk of losing Bellinger for nothing at season's end. But the dilemma goes beyond the field. It touches culture. Because keeping Dominguez on the bench sends a dangerous message. That there's no room for the future on a team that's winning. And that could come at a high cost in the years ahead. Giancarlo Stanton is expected to return, but there's still no set date. Aaron Boone revealed the player isn't even ready to begin rehab. Meanwhile, Ben Rice is filling in as a designated hitter, and doing so competently. A .250 average, 35 hits, 26 RBIs, 9 home runs. Rice isn't just a fill-in. He's fighting for a permanent spot. And Aaron Judge? Well, Judge is having one of the best starts to the season in his career. Batting .401, a monster on the field. Untouchable. The outfield then is overcrowded. And this abundance of talent is starting to feel more like a ticking time bomb than an asset. The Yankees need to make a decision now, not in October. Because if they wait too long, Bellinger's value could drop. Or worse, he could leave without bringing anything in return. And on the other side, the Braves are watching. Quiet, patient, with a track record of fast, smart deals. They know Strider's return creates a surplus of pitchers. And they know that a name like Bellinger could be the exact spark needed to turn a .500 team into a real title contender. For the Yankees, this isn't just an opportunity. It's a key to clear space, to plan the future, to avoid repeating past mistakes. If you've made it this far, it's because you feel the weight of these decisions. Leave a like now and subscribe to the channel. You're part of a community that doesn't just watch baseball, but lives and breathes it. And now, I want to hear from you. Should the Yankees really trade Bellinger now? Or is the risk of losing him later worth it if he can help in October? Comment down below. And while Cody Bellinger's potential departures seem like the most urgent knot to untangle in the Bronx, another, even more sensitive issue began to gain ground in the Yankees' internal conversations: the future of Anthony Volpe. The transition is almost imperceptible, yet inevitable. When a team seeks balance between present and future, every piece needs to be examined through a deeper lens. And Volpe, despite his youth, has already become an essential part of that equation. The 24-year-old shortstop, since his debut in 2023, has been an enigma, a player who shines in advanced metrics, boasting a cumulative B-WAR of 8.2 over 364 games, numbers that would place many veterans in the spotlight. But paradoxically, he doesn't win unanimous trust from a fan base. His career OPS of .672, combined a batting average of only .228, fuels a long-standing debate between traditional fans and supporters of the new generation of analytics. The advanced stats say Volpe contributes. The eye test says he fails too often. And the Yankees find themselves caught in the collision between numbers and perception. So far, the franchise has shown patience, offering time, trust, and support to young player, even amid offensive and defensive ups and downs. But on a team with real championship aspirations, where every lineup spot must deliver immediate impact, the margin for waiting on player growth is shrinking fast. And here comes an idea as controversial as it is intriguing: a trade involving Anthony Volpe for Ozzie Albies of the Atlanta Braves. There are no solid rumors circulating. Not yet. But the proposal, despite still playing hypothetically by specialized represents a short-term and raises legitimate questions. The Braves face their own dilemmas. Albies, a historic name for the franchise, three-time All-Star, is in decline. His .225 average, .616 OPS, and 0.2 B-WAR reflect a season start well below expectations. And even as the team regains momentum, Albies' individual performance might push Atlanta's front office to consider bold moves. Albies still has 2 years left on the contract signed in 2019, a 7-year $35 million bargain, with 2 very team-friendly options. This makes him a valuable asset, even in performance decline. From a Yankees' point of view, trading Volpe now would be a borderline reckless move. Volpe is controlled through 2028, and the franchise simply lacks the depth at shortstop to absorb his immediate loss. Oswaldo Cabrera was tested at the position, but his experience ended abruptly after a serious ankle injury, burying any emergency plan. More than that, even if the trade happened, it would trigger a domino effect. Albies plays exclusively second base in the majors. To fit him into the Yankees' infield, Jazz Chisholm, another recent talent who found stability at third base since his arrival last summer, would need to be moved. Chisholm has a shortstop background, but hasn't played there since 2021. Would he accept returning to that role for the team? The answer remains uncertain. In the middle of all this is another name representing the Bronx's future: George Lombard Jr., the young prospect currently at AA Somerset. Despite offensive struggles, only 6 hits in 33 appearances, is seen internally as the eventual shortstop heir. For him, Volpe's trade would open a door prematurely, perhaps too soon, but with real growth potential. The idea of seeing Albies wearing the Yankees pinstripes is seductive. Experience, charisma, versatility, and a contract that allows future flexibility. But the immediate cost would be brutal. Volpe is still a pillar in the making. And even if his batting hasn't dazzled, his silent impact on team wins is real. He trails only Aaron Judge in B-WAR among Yankees hitters this season. That cannot be ignored. The conclusion for now is clear. This conversation should stay at the discussion table, at least not while the season is alive. But if the Yankees and Braves do meet during the winter meetings, then everything can change. Because one thing is certain, in New York, time waits for no one, and every decision carries the weight of decades of glory or failure. In the next video, we will explore the full winter meetings landscape and who else might appear on the Yankees' radar if this kind of move becomes reality. Subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below. Would you trade Anthony Volpe for Ozzie Albies? Or do you still believe the Bronx's future lies in Volpe's quiet talent? Stay tuned. The story is still being written, and it can turn the page at any moment.